I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today is going to be episode 40 of This Week in Action Figure News, and there's a lot of stuff to go on to: Hasbro, Super7, of course Hot Toys. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So, of course, we're going to be starting by G.I. Joe. So Hasbro has announced a partnership with Tomb Raider. So, of course, this is not the first crossover. This one could be a bit interesting. There's somebody who's saying that it's going to be a video game. I personally think that they're going to go on to a classified figure, because this is where Hasbro is heading currently with the G.I. Joe. Talking about crossovers, and this is something that's going to be appropriate because this is going up for pre-order today. So if you've been watching my videos, you know that I do not care about these figures. So if you're interested, the pre-orders are going up live now maybe, or they should be around midnight from what I've been reading, but didn't really take any notice much about it because I do not care about this crossover. Let me know. Are you happy for it? Are you impatient to have it? And are you going to pre-order some? Let me know in the comment section. Now let's continue with some Super7 G.I. Joes, and of course we have Deep Six. So this is a version from the comic book. That was, I can't remember which was the episode. Now I do find it a bit weird that they give him this kind of weird rifle, because this is definitely not something I remember from, of course, the comic book. Then we get another comic book figure, and that's going to be Zarthon. So this was the Civil War where he kills Serpentor with an arrow. So yeah, this is something that I'm kind of looking forward to as a figure. The fact that it also has the changing color is pretty neat. I'm not going to pick it up. You already know my ideas about and what do I think about Super7. So yeah, the only thing was a bit impressive, they didn't do much reuse of bits and pieces for now. Then we have Lady J over here, and she gives me a bit of a vibe with the backpack and the way it looks, more towards the cartoon version of it. It's an interesting character. Again, I think Super7 has some good ideas, and they have some interesting ideas, but the end product is not that good quality, and that's a big issue that I have. Well, maybe I'm going to reserve my judgment regarding the cool ideas, because they give this figure here, and oh god, this one is really bad. Cobra Commander, Ninja Enemy Leader. This is, oh god, it's ridiculous. I mean, Cobra Commander is no ninja. If they would have used somebody else, try to do a Storm Shadow, something like that, I'd be, why not? They wanted to go back into the vibe of getting these pieces that you had to cut out for it. It's a nice little add-on, it's a nice wing, but I'm looking at this and yeah, it does not speak at all to me. Then afterwards, they did Snake Eyes Covered Mission Specialist, and I'm looking at him, and yeah, that figure also looks bad. I am really not a fan of it. And yeah, why? I don't understand. Anyway, I know that there's some people who are fan of the Super7 figures, so let me know in the comment section if you're planning to buy any of these. Let's go to Hot Toys now. So, of course, Hot Toys has done us 3.0 May 4th, and they're going to be giving us a May 4th 4.0, because Hot Toys really wants your money on the Star Wars franchise, and it's becoming pretty ridiculous. I was saying that if you wanted to pick up everything, you're going to have about $10,000. Of course, there was the cancellation. Well, cancellation, no, that's the wrong term. There was the what is it called, Ahsoka, that was pulled back, so that's going to save you $280. Now if you don't want, if you missed it, well, you're going to have to pay the fortune on eBay, because that's the problem when you get an item pulled out or there's an issue with an item. Those things seem to go rocketing, and it creates FOMO, the fear of missing out. Anyway, let's get back to what Hot Toys has given us as the 3.0 of the May 4th. So of course we have the AT-AT driver. I did a full video regarding these, so if you want to go and check it out, you can. Figure looks interesting. Will I go for it? I don't know. For now, I'm not going to pick it up. Let me know if you're going to be picking this one up, or are you like me? You have this Sideshow one. Then, of course, there's What Are the Hut. It's around $300 and odd, and personally, this is a big no. I do not care. And again, the fact that Hot Toys is going so strong on Mandalorian and Grogu, and the numbers are not looking that good, and the comments from a lot of people who are giving feedback about the movie are not really enjoying it. And it looks like it's more orientated towards kids, who makes sense because this is basically what Star Wars has always been aiming as a category of people. Not for everything, but basically this is going towards for kids. So we'll see if that works. With the long weekend, we will see the numbers next week on Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see how much the movie has grossed on its opening weekend or long weekend. So yeah, again, for me, this is a pass. Then we have another nice reuse of a vehicle that already came out, and of course Hot Toys was like, well, if I'm giving you a stab from Mandalorian and Grogu, well, why not give us also one for the Clone Wars, or more basically going into Episode 1, the Phantom Menace. So yeah, that one I'll be talking about. I just wanted to put everything that was to go for Mandalorian and Grogu, and we have Keto, the Azeroth droid smith. So this is the second one, as bad as the other ones, really cheap. And of course, this one is one of the more interesting characters out there. Will I pick her up? I don't know. I think Hot Toys really missed the opportunity to give us an artisan version of this one, because like I said in my thoughts about it, I think that this part over here, as the way it is, it's molded, it's solid. If you put wheel hair here, this is all one block. It's not meant to move, so you won't have any problems if you glue it in. The fact that you have the mask over here, who does not seem to be removable, that also gives you extra possibility to really tie in this hair, make everything feel as one block. Then of course you would have behind over here, this part would be a bit more loose, but it would have made sense to get an artisan version of it. So here is our battle droid and stab that came out. Of course I have the Sideshow one, so I don't think I will be going for this one, or maybe, I don't know. For now, it's a bit of a up in the air, but I don't think I will be going for this one, because I already have the Sideshow one, and I have a boatload of those battle droids from all different parts of the galaxy from Sideshow. So yeah, the only thing that I do like about it is the different ways that you can pose them. This means you will have to buy two, or does this mean that Hot Toys is going to release a battle droid by himself? I don't think they're going to put two together, because those battle droids were pretty expensive. If I remember well, they were around $250, and Sideshows were a bit over $100 for two figures. So again, this is something that needs to be checked out. And the thing that I really appreciate with the Hot Toy one that Sideshow didn't do was the attach for the rifle over there. So of course, Clone Commando Fixer has been the last one of the Delta Squad. Of course, this one I did pre-order it. I was a bit frightened because the pre-order went up at night while I was sleeping, and when I woke up the next morning, thanks to my daughter, a bit earlier, so when the dogs wanted to go out, so I was able to pre-order it and not miss out on it. That would have been a bit of a shame, missing out on this one. Now, I was talking about May 4th 4.0, and this is what we are going to be getting. There's some other stuff who's going to be. This is a show who's going to be coming out for the end of May, so of course in Hong Kong. So they have teased us with two items. So the first one is over here. This is a quarter scale version of Grogu with the little Babu freaks, I always forget their names and a bit tired right now. So yeah, they're giving us this, and of course we are getting a quarter scale Mandalorian. So I'm a bit surprised that this decided to go back onto a quarter scale, knowing that the original one that Sideshow has is not. It's been given away. They were giving discounts on it, a bit like the Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett was also given a discounted. Now, the big advantage with this quarter scale figure, it does come with this head sculpt of Pedro Pascal, who was not the case on the first one. Again, Hot Toys not doing something complete is nothing new, but it's a bit of a shame because you will have to go for this figure over here. He does seem to come with a lot of stuff, and like the prices have been going up, I'm going to say $600 easily, and this is going to be at least 150, if not more, due to the fact that they have those little creatures over here to go with Grogu. That's going to put it as pretty expensive. Now, of course, one who was a bit of a surprise, but not really, of course, is going to be the next one I'm going to talk about after this. So here you can see our little mischief guys over here going around with Grogu. And the one I'm talking about is, of course, Embo. So this is not much of a surprise. It was kind of foreseen that they will do it. So again, they're really going on to the fact that he's here. You could also use him for Clone Wars. Now, one thing that I didn't see in the picture is his hound, the one you see in the trailer, and he also has this hound who's going around with him. So I don't know, is there going to be two versions, one regular, one with a deluxe version with the hound? Personally, if they do the one with the hound and this one, yes, this is definitely a purchase. Regarding the quarter scale Mandalorians, I'm going to try to bid against Sideshow, and hopefully those things will be going in clearance later on, or if I see them going down, I will have to pay them full price, but I'm going to bet that they're not going to be selling out that fast. So, going to the two exclusives for this show. So they decided to do a Spider-Man Final Swing Suit movie promo edition. And also we got this one here, who's a figure from, this one I already talked about, and personally I do not really care about it. I think he is really well done, but again, this is not something for me. This is really something who's specific to the Asian market. Of course, I'm not saying that there's no fans for this in the rest of the world, but again, this is something who's oriented for the Asian market. So I'm going to be starting by him. As you can see, like on the picture, you can see that he has a lot of forearms who are molded, who is interesting to a certain point. But again, if you want to have a bit of maneuverability and giving them a bit of a different pose with the hands, it's going to be quickly limited on that behalf because you're not going to be able to do it. But again, Hot Toys is giving a lot of arms, and of course they didn't say anything about it. I've been reading fine print, but I would be kind of curious to see if this is magnetically attached or does it slide in and pop in. That's something who's going to be interesting to see. And of course, if they're going to be doing more of this kind of figures. So here is something that does come of a bit of a surprise. Two interchangeable sunglasses made from different material, plastic and metal. The metal one reminds me of the one that was given with Tony Stark. There was an outfit that came out. I managed to pick some up in Hong Kong. It was something that sold there if you wanted to recreate him with the suit at the beginning of the first Iron Man, so it does have it. The fact of making them in metal, it's the metal is too thin, too easy to bend, and it's not going to last very long. And especially if this is gold painted, if you're going to be moving or if there's any movement in it, there's high chances that you're going to be damaged. And of course, over here we do have the plastic ones, who are the most interesting ones over here. So as you can see, the figure does come with a little bit of plenty of little bits and pieces to go with it. I do like the fact of having the cigarette and the Zippo. I think this is something that could be interesting to have as an accessory. So I wonder if the people who will be doing some unboxing about it will go for it, because this is something that could be really interesting if you want to do some Vietnam figures, Vietnam War figures, American ones. This could be interesting. The food bowl with white. And I guess this must be Duck West over there. So yeah, it's an interesting figure, but again, it's not for me, because I have no idea what is the twilight of the warrior. Don't know what it is, so not for me. Do you know about it? If you know a bit more about it, leave something in the comment section. It would be kind of cool to know a bit more about it, because I really didn't look into it, because it's not something I'm interested in. I also forget to mention that there's a separate woven eyeballs, but this is nothing new, because they're doing it with most of their figures. Oops, went a bit fast. So afterwards, we have another exclusive. This is the one that I was talking about, the Spider-Man one. So I'm looking at the picture over here, and again, I'm seeing how the suit bends, and all of this is something that is a bit worrying, and don't really like the way it bends, and it would be interesting to see the material. But this is not the first time we have this figure, because Hot Toys already made it. But we talk about it at the end of the pictures that I have. So of course they're saying they upgraded the body with enhanced physics. I don't know. The only way that it would be interesting to do something would be to have a seamless body underneath, so that the fabric itself will not, you will not see all the different wrinkles. But again, this is something that would need to be seen. And again, how is the seamless body going to react to the fabric over here? This is another big issue that you may have with it. Anyway, continuing. So of course, I'm not going to talk about the separate rolling eyeballs. I do think that they may have put a little bit too much of a flash on it, because you can really see it in the eyes, and it kind of gives him this like if he has this mirroring on his eyes. And yeah, I'm not going to be picking this figure up, and this kind of figure disturbs me. I understand it's an exclusive, but for me, if you're buying Hot Toys and you're putting the money into Hot Toys, doing this kind of figures, and it's based on a figure that already was released in 2 different versions, is a big FU to the collector, because you're giving something here who's better than the original one, and of course Hot Toys is going to rub it into your face. Well, not directly, but they're going to put a picture and say, hey, look, we have this one, and oh, look how this one is so much better, suckers, because you bought the first one. So of course we have, like for Deadpool, the interchangeable eyepieces. Well, I think it's a really nice little feature to have on it. So of course, this is everything that you get with this figure. Now, of course, I was talking about Hot Toys kind of rubbing it into your face, and of course, this is what they did. So, MMS 679 or 680 versus MMS 862. As you can see, the figure is a little bit taller, so it's a little bit more bulkier, and except that it does seem to have a lot of similarities. It looks like the fabric is going a bit lower down, so you don't really see the way that it goes over here at the articulation of the wrist. And he does look a little bit more bulkier. But again, this is what I have as a huge issue. If you purchase 679, you're going to be like, yeah, okay, well, you purchase 680, who's a deluxe version, who comes with a diorama base. I find that really scummy on the behalf of Hot Toys doing this and saying, hey guys, look, we're giving you a better figure. And of course, I'm going to be able to prove it to you, because I did a side-by-side. So, of course, the one over here on your right is the one that was released, was the regular one, and this is not the deluxe one. So as you can see, in accessories. This one seems to do have a mask, but they don't seem to talk much about it. So you have the possibility. And of course, they don't really talk about if you have the extra eyepieces. It would seem really weird that they don't have it, but the fact that they didn't put it over here, and I can't remember if I did pick this one up or not. This was when the person who took over my business destroyed it, so there's high chances that this one was not in it. But as you can see, you do have a bit of a different head sculpt, you have a bit of a different haircut for the character, but basically you're getting a lot of the same bits and pieces, the same number of hands. So again, it's for the people who bought this one or bought the deluxe version, it's really not cool on the behalf of Hot Toys doing that, and this is something that I strongly believe and kills and hurts your business by doing it, because this is not cool for the people who support you. You want to treat your clients with respect. You don't treat them with respect, they move on and go on to other brands and they drop out, and this is not what you want, because the market is, you are still leader in the market, but it doesn't mean that other companies are not going and doing other stuff like InArt, but InArt is not really out there, and GDN Studio is not really out there either, because they're not going on to the same level as what you're doing. You're pumping out a lot of stuff. If you want, you became the Dragon action figures from back in the day for the action figures, the 1/6 scale, and InArt and of course GDN Studio are more the Damn Toys or Soldier Story, those more expensive versions of the same figure. So yeah, I do think that is a bit of a shame. Anyway, let me know in the comment section. Do you have this one? Did you purchase the one over here? And what do you think about it? Do you feel that you kind of got scammed, if you can call it like that? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, let's jump into some more previews from Hot Toys. So Hot Toys is really going strong with some more licensing. So they decided to tease this picture over here. So this is Jeff, some kind of shark with shark dog, I guess. I don't know much about it. I should know that Marvel Rival is a video game, so of course I'm a bit surprised that they didn't go with the logo from the video game line. And again, would be interesting to see what are they going to what they're going to do with this item. Is it going to do some 1/6 scale stuff, or they're going to go into more the Cos Baby stuff? Would be interesting to see. Now, one that is a bit more interesting, and it would be kind of curious to see what it's going to give. And again, this will depend about the movie, because of course Hot Toys has acquired the Masters of the Universe, the movie line that they're doing, and of course this is going to be very interesting to see. Now, by the looks of it, of course we're going to get a full silicone body for it. It does make a lot of sense. And I'm looking at him from the back, and he looks extremely more bulky than he really hit the gym compared to the actor who did it. Again, I would be kind of curious to see the movie, because the movie does look pretty fun and seems to be really interesting. Maybe Hasbro should want to take a look at it when they're going to try to reboot their G.I. Joe stuff. So of course, Hot Toys teases us Masters of the Universe He-Man, and of course you could only go with Skeletor. So of course we have another seamless body. I do like the design of the Skeletor. I might pick it up because I do like this kind of character. I think he looks pretty interesting, and I do hope that they fix a light up system for the skull with the eyes, to have the red eyes lit up over here, because this is really something that I would really like to see happen. And if they do it, there's a high chance that I will be pre-ordering this one. He-Man, yeah. I was G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Kenner, Palitoy, who were making them in 3 3/4 inch figures. The fact that these were not 3 3/4 inch figures didn't really work for me, and again it was shit for me when I was looking at it, was really cheap repaint. I know that I'm saying that, and the ones who are fan of the Masters of the Universe from Mattel will say, yeah, but you're talking about G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe did repaints, and let's not even go into Action Force. Yeah, but these were I found it even worse because a lot of the swapped one accessory, painted it a bit different. Again, this is my point of view when I was growing up, so I never hooked on, but I did like the look of Skeletor, especially if he had a cape on or had the cloak over his face like this, and I think the design was pretty interesting. So I have to see what it's going to give. If it's good, I'm going to definitely pick it up. What about you? Are you going to pick up any of these? Are you interested in any of these? Do you want to tell me a bit more about Marvel Rivals? Because sadly, I kind of don't have much time to play video games, so if you want to tell me a bit more about it, so let me know in the comment section. So that's going to be it for episode 40 of This Week in Action Figure News. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It does all help a lot. Of course, if you want to check out more videos, you will have some at the end of it. And of course, if you want to go and check out my Facebook page, Instagram page, where I also publish some news and of course photos, archives, are mostly on Facebook. And of course, if you want to pre-order any of the hot toys, I also have an affiliated link in the description of this video. So if you're watching this on Sunday, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and if you're watching it on any other day of the week, I wish you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.